at this particular ceremony. This year, the selection from the residents is from the Department of Family Medicine. That's Dr. Parminder.
Thank you, Dr. Carroll. As the graduates are ready to step outside to the real world, the administration truly understands you cannot be let out without full sedation. So I'm going to try my best. Honorable board members, chairpersons, attendings, faculty, families, friends, and the graduates, good afternoon. I have the distinguished honor to address a group of highly talented, intelligent, and compassionate group of physicians. It is a formidable task, though, even after a beta blocker, 2 Xanax tablets, 2 martinis, I'm still nervous. Friends, we all began our journeys from a room that didn't look much different from this one. I guess we all were wearing suits, not much different from this one. But as today, as we get ready to embark on a new voyage, we realize that the things will be different in the coming years. Much more will be expected from us. The training is over. It's the real world now. But as for every cloud, this one has a silver lining also. Most of us will not be suffering from the post-call symptoms of hyperflatulence, severe halitosis, bad body odor, and altered mental status. Also, we will not need to use the lies we have depended on so much. Oh, I can't take extra patients. I have a meeting with my advisor. Oh, I have to leave work early. I have a lecture today. And especially to my ED friends. Oh, this patient doesn't belong to family practice. It's medicine. The intern days are so fresh in our memories. When even a single question from patients would usher in a state of panic, we would start running around frantically looking for answers. And finally, we would go to Google search. Needless to say, residency training has improved our search skills, and thanks to Dr. Carroll, we have up to date on all of the computers. I still remember my first presentation on rounds in the hospital. I presented a 30-year-old female who came in with fever. She denied any chills, she denied any rigors, but the husband did mention that she was very hot in bed last night. But of course, my presentation skills are much better. Being in the middle of such energy and intelligence could be intimidating, exhilarating, and challenging at the same time. I personally, as a resident of family medicine, had the unique honor to rotate in the rest of the departments. I went to surgery. I realized that you needed at least 4 residents to hold a retractor for 5 hours to call it a successful surgery. Went to medicine, rounded with Dr. Arjman for 5 hours in ICU. I realized I was better off in surgery holding that retractor. In pediatrics, the screaming children multiplied with irritated parents that almost made me choose alternate career plans. But it wasn't until I went into OBG that I realized the most important lesson in my life. Whenever you're within 5 feet of a pregnant woman, wear shoe covers. Always wear shoe covers. Friends, we are an elite group of residents. We've witnessed major changes in the past years. We saw Brooklyn Hospital go into bankruptcy and then emerge stronger and victorious out of it. We even saw new color on the walls and new tiles on the floor. We saw new faces, new people. Medicine also saw the return of democracy and human rights. Our interns were transformed into patient transporters from physicians. In this process, we spent countless hours, sleepless nights, taking care of patients, providing comfort to their families. Some of us went home after 16 hours of strenuous hard work and had to cook and clean. Some of us were smarter, especially the married ones. We did all our cooking and cleaning before we left in the morning. Now, all of this hard work is making sense. we finally can choose a life we deserve. A life we deserve for our families and a life for our patients too. Most of us have made career plans and most of us have already set our eyes on that big metallic, all chrome rims, leather interior, DVD navigation, Honda Civic we have so been dreaming of. Nevertheless, friends, we are entering an exciting yet vulnerable phase in medicine. Even with new technologies, new vaccines, and advances in medical genomics, we may very well be the first generation of physicians who would see children die younger than their parents, and that too not due to lack of food, but rather the excess of it. We are in the middle of a $3 trillion healthcare economy, a behemoth that runs the risk of collapsing under its own weight. Physician representation in the Congress is at its lowest, and malpractice premiums are at its highest. My friends in OBG tell me their annual premium would be higher than my annual salary. Now, friends, we have the torch in our hands. Let us all pledge to come forward with solutions. Let us all pledge to make a difference. As we part ways and leave for better things in life, as we go from California to DC, from Florida to Texas, may we all strive to perfect the art and science of taking care of others. May we also remember our roots, especially Brooklyn Hospital Center. And even if you try to forget, we have an alumni board who will be sending you annual donation requests. We'll make sure all of you remember these glorious years. Friends, when we are taking care of patients, may we also remember to take care of ourselves. And also remember that the basic principles of residency training still apply. Eat when you can, sleep when you can, learn when you can, and above it all, always wear shoe covers. On this day, on behalf of all the graduating residents, I would like to thank all the program directors, faculty, who were so instrumental in shaping us into what we are today. I would also like to thank senior management for listening to and taking care of our needs, Dolores, and all the program coordinators for their persistence and hard work. Last but not least, a special thanks to families and friends and the spouses of the residents. Without your support, the residency program would have been impossible. Friends, I would like to end this speech by a quote from my childhood. The future lies before you like a field of fresh snow. Be careful of how you tread it, for every step will show. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the graduating residents of 2008. Thank you.
Thank you. That wasn't Mr. India, that was Mr. Saturday Night. Before we draw the conclusion, I want to again acknowledge Dr. John Carroll, Chief Medical Officer, for his work. We didn't have a chance to introduce him. And I also want to thank Dolores Mendez, again, on behalf of the hospital, for her work, and along with Barbara Lingley, and the other people who put this together. Thank you. Good luck.